Hey guys, it's Not Lammers and Invoked 101. Welcome back, and today we're taking a look at a deck I didn't think I'd be able to profile as soon as I am. We're about a day or so after the official Phantom Rage release. I actually pulled this on the official release day. I was able to get myself a Zeus. If you've been following the Instagram, you've seen that I've posted about this card. I've actually been posting about this deck. It's Zoo. Now, I played during the Zoo format. I played during that Tier 0 Fusion Sub-Zoo format, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was not the biggest fan of this deck. I actually hate everything about Fusion Sub-Zoo. I hate everything about that version of Zoo. But I actually had this sitting in my bulk for the most part. It was all set aside because I knew I was gonna put it together for something, and lo and behold, something came out, and the deck's like the new hotness right now, so I figured I'll throw it together and see what all I have for it, and here we are. So with that said, before we get down into the deck profile, if you want to check out the description, there's a few links you can use to support the channel directly, including joining the Discord where we have tournaments on occasion. With that said, I will move these spells and trap off to the side, as well as the extra deck, and we'll get right into the main deck monsters. I'm going to explain a little bit about what some of these cards do, because they are a little different than some of the other ones. Like, it's mostly because I haven't done this deck before. The first card we have is Zoodiac Wrap here on normal or special, I believe. On normal only, you get to send a Zoodiac card from your deck to the graveyard, and then it gives a Zoo a bonus effect to detach materials to summon another copy of Wrap here from the deck, but it's at 1, so that doesn't matter. Rat is pretty important to the deck, mainly because it's a Foolish Burial, but it's also not the most important card, in my opinion. I do think that it is good for the deck, and it does help you get your combo started, so it's one of our one-card combo starters. There we go, this is Zoodiac Thoroughblade. He's really cool because on normal or special, you can discard a Zoo card and then draw a card. He also gives any Zoodiac he's attached to as an Xyz material a piercing. He gives it piercing, which is really nice, so. He's really cool. He's also the strongest attack one at 16. If you don't know this, the Zoodiac Xyz monsters gain the attack of the materials underneath them, so him being 16 is kind of a big deal. Next up we have probably the last good Zoodiac card. Like, the other ones are good, but they're not, the other two Zoodiac monsters I play are good, but these are the main ones. These are like this is the stuff right here. Ram is really good because he prevents, like, during either player's turn, when your opponent targets a beast, targets this, like, while it's an Xyz material, if your opponent targets the Zoo monster he's attached to, you can detach a material from it to negate it, which is really cool. It's really useful specifically for impermanence. So what I typically do if you're going first and you have Ram, you normal summon Ram, overlay it into Borbo because you're going first, and then overlay it into Chakanine, and that's usually how you want to do it. Ram is really good. It's also really good to discard off of Thoroughblade because you can bring it back off of Chakanine and then pop it with Dryden and then get his effect, which is if he's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a Zoo monster in your graveyard, except Ram and special summon it. So he's really useful in that sense. Next up we have 3 Whiptail, which I always remember this being the really annoying card in Zoo. While he's an Xyz material, or she, I don't know what Whiptail is really. If this card battles an opponent's monster after damage calc, banish it. So it gives kind of this quick effect banish after damage calc, which is really nice. It also has 1200 attack, so it's not like negligible. But then on top of that, it has a quick effect to attach itself to a Zoo monster as Xyz material. I keep saying Zoo. They all are for Beast Warrior Xyz monsters, but what's really cool about Whiptail is that effect to attach is not once per turn, so that makes it really useful. The last Zoo monster I play is Cadaroost. This should really be a Bunny Blast, because Bunny Blast is a little bit better. Cadaroost doesn't really do anything. If it's destroyed by battle or card effect, target a Zoo card in your graveyard, except Kata, shuffle it into the deck, which is okay. I think Bunny might be a little bit better though. I don't remember what her effect is, but I know that his effect is when your opponent activates a monster effect that targets the card, detach a material, negate the activation. Bunny Blast negates spells, which I think I think there are more spells that target in the game than monsters right now, but whatever. So that's it for the zoo monsters. That's it for the zoo engine. Not zoo engine, but the zoo monster package that I play. You don't want to play too many because you only really, all of them are 1-card Xyz monsters, so you really only want to see the ones that matter. After that, we play the hand traps, which is 3 Ash, self-explanatory, 3 Nibiru, and 3 Phantasme. Phantasme is amazing. So I play tested this deck against Prank Kids last night. So I'm not just like kind of talking out of myself. I kind of know a little bit about how this deck needs to function, at least specifically in the Prank Kid matchup, and just looking forward at what the format's going to be. Phantasme cannot be slept on, in my opinion. It's a really cool card. It's a really good card, and this, so like he would hand loop me, right? So like he'd hit me with the oh, I also played against Noble Knights. Whoops, I should say that. So playing against Noble Knights as well as Prank Kids, if he would the Dolphin, he couldn't discard the Phantasme because it's too big, but he would discard something like a Rat from my hand, and then whenever he went into his first Link summon, whether it was a Prank Kid summon or a Infernoble summon, you drop the Phantasme and you are able to dig through your deck, and almost like at least 90% of the time I drew in a Nibiru, and he didn't know I had the Nibiru at that point. You get a shuffle card back. It's to kind of stock up your hand, so it lets you play against those hand decks where they loop your hand. And Nibiru, especially in the Infernoble matchup, cannot be like neglected. And Phantasme against Prank Kids is really strong. Because it gives you a body, first of all, it protects you against targeting, but it also lets you draw into stuff against the Prank Kids for further extension. That's it for the monsters, that's it for the main deck monsters. Moving into the spells and trap, I play the 1 Barrage. Ooh, look at me, I'm cool with my misprint Barrage. Yeah, I play the 1 Barrage. This card's insane. It says you can target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon a zoo monster from your deck. You can only use this effect of Barrage once per turn. This card is insane. It's also at 1, but that's the main effect people know about it. If it's actually destroyed on field, you get to attach it to a Zoodiac Xyz monster as material, which is really cool. So if you're able to hold on to this, it makes it so much better. Barrage is also really good because it can pop itself and still resolve. I'm going through the one-ofs right now, so these are all cards that are either limited to 1 or I only play 1. 1 Monster Reborn, for obvious reasons. 1 Called by the Grave. This card was really good. I actually saw this quite a bit, which is really strange because like in every other deck I don't see this a lot, but you know, whatever. I'm playing 1 Mind Control, and I'll show you why in the extra deck later, because my extra deck isn't super conventional, if that makes sense, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, 1 Mind Control, and then the final card, 1 Shuffle Reborn. I was showing off my list. I was talking about it in my Yu-Gi-Oh chat, and Judge Warren was like, hey, you should play Shuffle Reborn. Because I was like, yeah, I have 3 cards left that I don't know what I'm going to play. I don't have Tactics, so, which I do. I know 2 of them are going to be Forbidden Chalice. He's like, you should play Shuffle Reborn. He's like, Shuffle Reborn is a really cool card. So I put that in here, and honestly, it's not awful, and it can reborn your Xyz monsters. It can reborn any of your zoo cards. It's really cool, and it's definitely a nice piece of recovery that you can use. So that's it for the one-up spells. Moving into the stuff that I play multiples of. 3 Tenki. This card was like glued to my hand during all the matches. I saw this almost every game. And if I didn't see this, I saw Barrage. So, yeah. But yeah, these are really cool. Searches any of your zoo stuff and then buffs them by 100. I kept forgetting that they were buffed by 100, but it's kind of a negligible difference. But it is something to keep in mind if you're playing, because you might be like, oh, I'm 200 short, and you have 2 zoo monsters that you can swing with, and it's like, but you're not. So keep that in mind. Then I played 3 Book of Moon. Book of Moon, I play the alternate art ones, and I say alternate art ones because these are the ones with onks on them. I don't know if they have onks right there. Typically there's a bird right there, but these 3 have onks. Book of Moon is really cool because mainly against the Prank Kids matchup, because you can, especially end going first, because you can set it and then flip it, and then you can Book of Moon like an important summon. You can Book of Moon a tuner. It really does a lot for the format, at least against a lot of different things, specifically Infernoble and Prank Kids. At least this is a really cool choice that I've seen people starting to play, specifically in this deck. Then I play 2 Desires and 2 Avarice. I think this is proper. I saw Avarice more than I saw Desires in the, I want to say 4 to 6 games that we played. Yeah, we played. Yeah, so it was like 4 to 6 games because we did a full match for Prank Kids and like a full match for Infernoble. So I definitely saw this more than I saw this, which is fine. I didn't really have a bad banish off Desires, and Pot of Avarice was pretty amazing. This card is nuts in this deck because you just shuffle all your Xyz monsters back. It's really good. Next up after that, I play 2 Chalice. Like I mentioned earlier, 2 Chalice is perfectly fine with me. And then immediately for Negate, this card was really cool in this deck. And then 2 Cyclone. I definitely would side the third. I don't have a side deck for this deck yet. But yeah, 2 Cyclone is really cool, just being able to banish stuff and get off the field. This did come in handy a couple of times to just bait stuff and whatnot. Then the last card I play is 1 Combo. Zoodiac Combo is not the greatest card in the world. It's mainly a target for Ratpier. Its effect is target 1 Zoo Xyz monster you control, attach a Zoodiac monster from your deck to that Xyz monster as material. During the player's turn, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 5 Zoo cards in your graveyard with different names, shuffle 5 into the deck, and draw 1. So, it's cool in that sense. It recycles Barrage if Barrage is gone, but the only real way that I have to get this into the graveyard is off of Rat. So, I don't focus on this card too much, but I like having it in the deck just in case, because it can also slap a material under a Zoo monster, specifically Dryden, and give Dryden a bonus effect. But that's it for the main deck. Let's move into the extra. Of course, we are playing the 1 Dryden. If you don't know what this is, it's a quick effect Regeki break. And if you don't know how zoos work, all the Xyz monsters share the same effect. They share the same couple of effects, which is that they can all slap themselves on top of a zoo monster that you control, so you can 1 card Xyz on top of Xyz monsters or main deck monsters. They all have the effect to gain the attack of the monsters that are used as material. They all have question mark attack and defense, and then you can only summon them, the Xyz monsters, once per turn. So Dryden at 1 is just fine. This one has a quick effect to pop a card. Hammer Kong protects all other zoo monsters from targeting, which is kind of nice. But during your end phase, you have to detach a card. He's actually part of the combo with Chakanine to put out like a Chakanine and a Dryden to protect your stuff. Because you can end on Dryden Hammer Kong, and Hammer Kong will be negated in the end phase, so he'll have a material, and then Dryden can't be targeted, which is really cool. It's a really nice combo. Speaking of Chakanine, there she is. There's the dog. She's really cool. Once per turn, you can detach a material from her, target a zoo monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated, and it can't be used as Xyz material, which kind of sucks. But if you combo Chakanine and turn Chakanine into Dryden, Dryden can detach, pop the Ram Ram. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you summon Ram Ram in that scenario. Pop the Ram Ram, and then Ram Ram will summon back any of your zoo cards from the graveyard, thus giving you a free monster to Xyz summon with. I'm playing 3 Tiger Mortar. I know not everyone plays 3 Tiger Mortar. Some people play 3 Chakanine. I have not had a scenario where I've needed 3 Chakanine. I've also not had a scenario where I need 3 Tiger Mortar, but I also only have 1 Zeus. So I'm playing 3 Tiger Mortar. Speaking of, the last zoo monster I play is 2 Borbo. Borbo is the reason this deck is coming forward again. This guy has the ability to attack directly. He also has the ability, if he has like 12 Xyz materials, you get to send your whole opponent's hand and field to the graveyard or something like that. It's crazy, but we have Zeus that does that way easier. Oh, sorry. We have Zeus that does that way easier now, so. Yeah, and he doesn't even have to do damage. You just, remember, for Zeus, they just have to battle. So if you can swing directly with Borbo, that's why this is a go second deck. The final rank 4 I play is Tornado Dragon. This is for mind control. It's mainly my mind control target Xyz. Other Xyz monsters I play 1 Vespinato. This is able to slap itself on top of Xyz monsters. So like if you have a dead Hammer Kong that has no materials or is about to lose his materials, or you just need damage, you can slap this on top of that, and it's a beater. It's 25, it does piercing, and you can get a revival off it if it's popped. So it's a really neat card. It's niche, but it's really good. And speaking of slapping itself on top of other Xyz monsters, I play Zeus. I only have 1. I pulled it at locals, and oh my gosh, I was so hyped when I saw this because I was like, that's the last card I need. I only need 1. But yeah, so I got the 1, and I'm not gonna lie to you. In the testing of those matches, I only did ever need 1. There was not a moment where I was like, man, I could really use a second one. No, it was all moments of like, man, I really need a zoo monster or a pot of avarice. It was not, yeah, I should Zeus him again. No, this card is nuts. It's really cool. It's a quick effect. It's not once per turn. It's not once per chain. So you can just like, I actually think my buddy said something to me about that. So I might be wrong. Let me double read him. So his effect is, if you guys don't know what he does, he requires 2 level 12 monsters, but it says once per turn, if an Xyz monster battled this turn, you can also Xyz summon Divine AA Zeus Sky Thunder by using 1 Xyz monster you control as material. Not the monster that battled, any Xyz monster, which means that you can go into Borbo, swing, slap a bunch of more Xyz monsters on him, preferably two more if he only has 1 material, and then slap this guy on there so that way he has 4 materials. And then it says, quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card, send all other cards on the field to the graveyard. Once per turn, if another card you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can attach a card from your hand deck or extra deck to this card as material. Really dope card. Note that he sends. He does not destroy, he sends, which is really nice. And then for links, I play 1 Nightmare Cerberus, which should be a Phoenix, 1 Pentastag, this is mainly for Mind Crush as well, and 1 Fortress Megaclops. I know some people only play the Fortress Megaclops. If I have to take a pick, I'd probably cut the Cerberus. I'd keep the Pentastag just for Mind Crush because, not Mind Crush, Mind Control, because this plus, Mind Control plus Phantasmate makes this, and then this gives any of these guys piercing, which is really nice. It's also just generic. It's super, like, just 2 effect monsters, although honestly, if you want to get even more generic, you could just play Phoenix over the Pentastag, but I like the idea that I could get piercing off of Mind Control. So this would probably be my second Zeus if I had to pick one. Fortress Megaclops is really insane. There are turn 1 combos for this deck where you end up, like, you take Hammer Kong, Dryden, and Shakanine and turn them all into this. It actually might be Tiger Mortar. It might be Tiger Mortar, Shakanine, and Hammer Kong, and you make this going first. But yeah, so this deck does have plays. It can summon Megaclops turn 1, which is really cool. And I think it's like a 2-card combo. I think you only need Borbo and Ramram to do it. Not Borbo and Ramram, Thoroughblade and Ramram, sorry. But yeah, that's it for the deck. Whoa, I just threw a Borbo. I'm not gonna lie, I originally built this deck because I heard it was gonna be good. And then after playtesting, it's actually kind of a neat go second board breaker control deck, which is really strange. It's not, it's different than how, because when I remember Zoo, when I think of Zoo, I think of, oh, I just can't do anything because it's this full-on just pop whatever I summon. It stops the normal summon every time and then just pops off with a bunch of 1-card combos to make an unbreakable board, essentially, with Digesto Emerald and whatnot. But this version is so much different, and it feels, I said this about Cyber Dragons too, and I'm gonna, when that profile comes out, I'll talk more about that, but this feels like Yu-Gi-Oh! This is like one of the first, this is like one of the few decks that I've been playing lately that I'm like, this is what Yu-Gi-Oh! is supposed to be like. Because like, you drop the hand trap, it stops them, you do your little combo, and then you can get stopped, which is like fine, and if you can play through it, you can play through it. It's really cool, and I do, and I hate saying it, but I do enjoy the way this deck is coming apart, is coming together. So with that said, let me know what you guys thought about this deck in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.